This is Nightline.
Tonight, the Gringo Hunters.
Es la última vez que te voy a preguntar.
Inside the elite task force tracking down American fugitives trying to escape to Mexico.
Fleeing south of the border does not mean you're going to get away with it. You can run, but you can't hide.
Now the all-out manhunt for a convicted murderer on the loose after a deadly confrontation with one of the task force's female leaders. The barrage of bullets heard on this video, now a part of law enforcement's investigation. Could he be hiding in plain sight? Plus,
right here, Teddy, right here.
Teddi Mellencamp.
Having the best isn't important to me, but being my best is.
The Real Housewives star and daughter of Pink House's singer John Mellencamp. The wellness coach, opening up about her health battle.
What do you remember most when you came out of surgery?
My entire family was there. And I remember being like, this must be bad.
How her humor and her dad help keep her grounded. And Pint-Sized Putter, the 4-year-old upstaging her golf pro dad on the Masters green.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. They're known reluctantly as the Gringo Hunters, the elite squad putting their lives on the line to capture some of America's most dangerous fugitives hiding out in Mexico. Tonight, they've lost one of their own while trying to apprehend a convicted murderer who's now on the run. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers.
Párate ahí.
Va a querer correr, va a querer correr, va a querer correr.
Una revisión, por favor. Aquí. Déjame tus mochilas a la mochila, manos a la vista.
Abigail Esparza Reyes was a fearless officer in a specialized police force nicknamed the Gringo Hunters that hunted down American fugitives hiding out in Mexico.
Ella desde los 28 años de edad venía liderando el grupo de enlace en Tijuana. Un mundo de machos con pistola y todos, la mayoría mayor que ellos, ¿no? Y era una guerrera.
The risk of injury or death was real when we filmed with her and her team for a week in 2023.
Ok, Enrique, necesito que me des tu nombre real. Deja de estar jugando. Tu nombre real. Es la última vez que te voy a preguntar.
Reyes was part of the team that zeroed in on a house in Tijuana yesterday, where convicted murderer Cesar Hernandez was hiding. Hernandez escaped from U.S. custody. He was serving 80 years to life for first-degree murder committed in Los Angeles County. Mexican authorities said Reyes was the first to enter the house in this upper-middle-class neighborhood where Hernandez was hiding. These videos posted to social media, now a part of authorities' investigation. In one video, you can hear a barrage of gunfire.
Ahí nomás.
Reyes was killed. She was just 33 years old and a single mother of 2. Hernandez remains on the loose, authorities asking for the public's help, sharing these videos, which they say shows Hernandez running away from the scene of the crime in his underwear, then later dressed in workman's clothing.
Creo que ella era una de las que abrazaba esa profesión y se dedicaba de pleno a ello.
This man, we'll call him Jefe, is the official leader of the unit Reyes worked for.
Sin cabeza. No nos concentramos en nada todavía. No, pues... trágico porque lejos de nuestra compañera era nuestra amiga. Sí.
It's an old Hollywood story. Criminals believe they can outrun the law, escape their charges by fleeing to Mexico. But some of them end up getting surprised when they're met by a specialized group of police here in the state of Baja California that have been nicknamed the Gringo Hunters.
I will be free. That's for sure.
This is the International Liaison Unit, a small team of state police in Baja California, the northwesternmost region of Mexico.
Llevo 20 años de servicio en agencia.
¿Qué hacen diariamente? Tell me, paint me a picture of who you guys are, what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Somos 14 elementos, tenemos 3 grupos. Uno está en Mexicali, tenemos un grupo en Tijuana y tenemos un pequeño grupo en Ensenada también. Digamos que nuestro espectro nos dedicamos más a los casos de delitos de alto impacto, ¿no? Al homicida, a los que son por secuestro, asalto violento, narcotráfico, pero sobre todo los ofensores sexuales, ¿no?
Cases come from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the U.S. Marshals. Many of the people they tracked down haven't been convicted yet.
Ok, ahorita vamos a coordinarnos para trabajar el asunto de... Llegó un asunto de homicidio. Este lo pasaron el martes.
When we filmed with Reyes and her team in 2023, they were in pursuit of a different murder suspect who fled to Mexico from California.
Con él se llama David Moreno, tiene 39 años y les voy a mostrar los tatuajes que él tiene para que lo podamos ubicar.
Reyes shows the team photos of their target, David Moreno, with extra focus on his many distinctive tattoos.
Capistrano.
The suspect is charged with killing 36-year-old Griselda Pineda Reta, a mother of 4.
Hay que mantener la seguridad porque puede que esté armado y tiene bastantes antecedentes, bastante récord por armas, por droga y hay que estar bien pendientes de la seguridad. Vamos a ver qué surge con esto. Y se supone que se encuentra en la 3 de octubre, pues ya saben, la colonia la 3 de octubre, pues es una zona conflictiva.
Puede que esté armado. Pues a ver, somos más nosotros. Preparados.
On the way to David Moreno's address, an unexpected sighting.
Aguanta. A ver.
David Moreno himself.
No, sí, es él.
The officers drive away. They don't want to let the suspect know that a team of police is swarming the neighborhood, getting ready to corner him so he can't escape.
Objetivo a la vista, objetivo a la vista. Viene caminando sobre la calle Joyita.
They relay that information to Abigail and her partner for the day, Hugo. We changed his name to protect his identity. They are in a white truck just down the road.
Lleva camisa manga larga, color gris, una gorra negra de los Raiders. Va en camino hacia su casa. Lleva una mochila negra también.
The plan is to overwhelm the suspect with as many officers as possible while blocking all escape routes should he decide to run. The officers who spotted Moreno let their boss, Abigail, pass in a white pickup truck so she can try and make the arrest.
Aguanta, güey. Dale espacito tú, güey. No te pegues mucho. Porque vas a ver y va a correr en vergüenza, güey.
Párate ahí.
Va a querer correr.
Una revisión, por favor. Aquí. Déjame tus mochilas la mochila, manos a la vista.
No te muevas, viejo. Manos atrás.
The suspect looks like the man they're looking for, but the name he offers is not David Moreno.
Una identificación. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
No te muevas.
Abigail does not believe the suspect. The officers pull up his shirt and reveal a tattoo on the suspect's stomach, the very same one from the pictures the officers studied before they left.
Ok, Enrique, necesito que me des tu nombre real. Deja de estar jugando. Tu nombre real. Es la última vez que te voy a preguntar.
The officers are confident they caught their man. David Moreno is now in a Southern California jail awaiting trial. Cesar Hernandez, the man suspected of killing Reyes, remains at large, with Mexican and U.S. authorities continuing their search.
Están varios equipos trabajando. Sé que toda la policía, pues obviamente está en la búsqueda del sujeto. Se lo debemos, ¿no?
Our thanks to Matt. For much more on this brave and dedicated squad, watch Impact by Nightline, the Gringo Hunters, now streaming on Hulu. When we come back, we're one-on-one with reality star Teddi Mellencamp.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
How she says her dad, Jack and Diane singer John Mellencamp, taught her to be brave in her grueling fight against cancer. Welcome back. Teddi Mellencamp is known for not backing down from confrontations, so it's no surprise that the reality star and daughter of a very famous rock star is refusing to give up in the battle of her life. Here's ABC's Deborah Roberts.
I really like to have control, and this is completely out of my control. And for the first time, I'm really scared.
Teddi Mellencamp, reality
When
star.
you look at them, what do you give a what I have to say?
Excuse me.
Podcaster.
Tamara, do you think that you're a basic?
Probably.
Yeah, me too.
The seeming picture of health, now reeling from a devastating diagnosis, stage 4 melanoma that spread to her brain and her lungs.
That's when they said I had 4 plum-sized tumors in my brain. And then within the next day, I was in surgery.
It's been the biggest battle of her life.
Teddi. Hi. Deborah Roberts. Nice to meet you.
The 43-year-old mom of 4 meeting us right after treatment.
You've had many rounds of immunotherapy and also many rounds of radiation. What does that do to your body?
I would say the hardest thing for me is I've always been a super active person, and I cannot do the things that I was used to doing.
She's now sharing her deeply personal fight with the world.
You're rocking a new haircut. It looks good.
Thank you. I had a cry yesterday when this part went bald, but we sprayed it. It's really gonna grow out post-cancer. I can feel it.
But you look beautiful.
Thank
Do you
you.
feel pretty?
Sometimes. Sometimes I feel really strong and beautiful and like I can do anything, and sometimes I feel like this might be the lowest and the hardest things I've ever done.
Right here, Teddi, right here.
Teddi is used to being the center of attention. She's the daughter of Rock and Roll Hall of Famer John Mellencamp, who wrote hits like Jack and Diane,
Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
and Hurt So Good.
Come on, baby, make it hurt so good.
It's hilarious because it's like, I called him Dad, I'm bald today. And he's like, well, it could be worse. I'm like, how? You could be dead.
Having the best isn't important to me, but being my best is.
You'll also probably recognize her from her spicy 3-year stint on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
She has told us a lot of things that are now out there about you guys.
Why don't you just say it?
She said you two had sex.
Since leaving the show, Teddi's put her energy into building her fitness empire as a wellness accountability coach.
Without taking care of yourselves, we're no good to anybody else.
And co-hosting a tell-all podcast with fellow housewife Tamra Judge.
I'm saying
She'd already shared her 2022 melanoma diagnosis, showing fans her scar.
As someone with a platform, I know I could use my pain to pay it forward.
We were with her in 2023 following a surgery to remove one of her melanoma spots.
That spot is the most recent one to be removed, so that one's a little bit sensitive.
I think I had about 16 different surgeries with melanoma.
16?
Mm-hmm. My whole back is pretty much, it looks like a big Z. In this last check for skin therapy, they were like, this is the first time you've been clear. And I was like, great.
But this February, after months of debilitating headaches, Teddi was rushed to the hospital by her estranged husband, Edwin Arellave.
That day, I couldn't see. I mean, I could barely get down the stairs.
Teddi's melanoma had spread. Doctors removed 4 large tumors from her brain, but they'd found multiple others, including 2 in her lungs.
What do you remember most when you came out of surgery?
My first real memory was looking up and my entire family was there. Like my dad, my sister, my brothers, all of my best friends, and I remember being like, hold on, why are y'all here? And chatting, this must be bad.
What really shocks me is that your humor is still intact. How do you do that?
I have to. If I didn't find humor, I would cry. Even with my kids, the other day, we kept forgetting something and we'd all just go, the tumors. It's kind of the only way, because if not, I would just be crying all the time.
She spent more than 2 weeks in the hospital, her family and friends by her bedside.
Yep.
One of them was Real Housewife of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards.
Kyle was in the hospital every single day. I mean, dealing with me and my dad, that's like a double combo.
But she says she spent a lot of it in a fog, trying to get her memory back.
And there was this one lady, sorry, Carol, but you did. Every day she'd come in and she'd ask me the date. And I'd be like, please ask me things I know. Ask me about pop culture. Ask me all of Angelina Jolie's kids' names.
In a shock to the world, Teddi announcing her news on Instagram, writing, "The fight is not over, but that round has been won."
You grew up in the limelight, a famous father, John Mellencamp. Did that sort of help you feel comfortable speaking out?
No, because he's the complete opposite. He's like, I wouldn't
He would rather you just stay home and chill out.
Oh yeah, like by the time we get done with this, I'll have 7 missed calls from him. Just checking in. But he's always taught me to be a fighter.
For now, Teddi Mellencamp is fighting hard for the sake of her family, Slate, Cruz, Dove, and stepdaughter Isabella. Last fall, her marriage to her husband of 13 years fell apart publicly, with Teddi filing for divorce. Now it's on hold.
We want to do what's best for our kids, and I am no longer in the situation where I was able to do everything 100% as I was before. Night times are really hard for me, so people come, and he organizes all that. So he's doing the best he can.
And despite her grueling treatment regimen, she's keeping active.
But just trying to remember how grateful I am that I can move my body again. Can't run, but I can go on a walk. And paparazzi, please quit taking pictures of me on these walks.
Sometimes riding her horses. Just recently celebrating finishing part of her radiation treatment.
People wonder, like, where do you find the not only just the energy, but the will?
I would say the biggest thing for me is setting a goal. So like we have our horse nationals, and the second my daughter and I got in, I made a goal. I'm gonna start getting back to training so that I could do it too. I wanna have, now I'm gonna get emotional. I wanted to have the opportunity to do it with her, just in case this is my last chance.
So you're finding things to look forward to.
To look forward to. Not a lot of mother-daughters get to do those things, and we love it.
And what do the doctors say at this moment? Did they say, you've got this
much
time?
Well, I've learned this isn't the best question to ask if you're doing immunotherapy, because immunotherapy has only been around 10 years. One of my favorite things to ask is how long I got, or what are my chances? And they oftentimes say 50-50. 50-50, I wouldn't buy a car that's only gonna drive a 50% chance of the time. I don't want this. And he's like, no, it's only because that's how long immunotherapy has been around, so that's how long the study has worked. So that's where I try to then find the positive.
What do you want people most to know about you at this moment in life?
I think the biggest thing is like, don't take anything for granted. Normally I'm used to running 7 miles. Today, I'm barely walking 1. But you know what? I'm here, and that makes me feel good. These are special times that we get to do any of this.
Our thanks to Deborah. When we come back, the Masters golf putt everyone's talking about, and the 4-year-old who made the shot. And finally tonight, the putt heard round the world. At the prestigious Masters golf tournament in Georgia, the traditional par 3 contest with pros and their kids. Rory McIlroy and 4-year-old daughter Poppy, and her amazing 25-foot putt on the 9th hole. Rory McIlroy calling the contest always one of the best days of the year. And today was no exception. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.